2018 season is in the books. Let's take a look at the Missouri Media Rankings after Week 9. Let's start in Class 6, where the first 6 teams are all the same. CBC, Lee Summit West, Eureka, Rockhurst, DeSmet, Rockbridge. Lee Summit North moves up a spot to 7. Pattonville moves up a spot to 8. Blue Springs moves in at 9. Kirkwood drops 3 spots to 10. And number 10, Francis Howell, dropped out. Next up is Class 5, where there's a big-time shakeup as number 1 Staley and number 2 North Kansas City both fell this week. Carthage moves into the top spot from 4. Staley drops down to 2 from 1. Vianney stays at 3. Greytown makes a big move from 7 to 4 with their 1-point win over North Kansas City. Fort Zumwalt North stays at 5. North Kansas City drops 4 spots to 6. Jackson drops 1 spot to 7. Fox stays at 8. Timberland stays at 9. And Lebanon stays at 10. On to Class 4, where there's a little bit of movement this week. Webb City stays at 1. Ladue stays at 2. West Plains moves up a spot to 3. Platte County moves up a spot to 4. MICDS moves up a spot to 5. Smithville jumps 2 to 6. Kearney drops 4 to 7. Camden drops 1 to 8. And St. Francis Borgia moves up 1 to 9, and Excelsior Springs drops 1 to 10. In Class 3, there's just a little bit of change. Odessa at 1. Trinity at 2. Cardinal Ritter at 3. Cassville moves up a spot to 4, switching spots with Maryville, who drops to 5. Mountain Vernon stays at 6. St. Clair at 7. Southern Boone at 8. Springfield Catholic at 9. Pleasant Hill moves in at number 10, taking Kennett's spot, who drops out. Next, we go to Class 2, where we have our second new number 1 of the week. Blair Oaks moves in after Lamar's first loss in 58 games. They drop to 2. Lathrop stays at 3. Lutheran North stays at 4. Lawson at 5. Monroe City at 6. Macon at 7. Clark County at 8. Ava at 9. And Lexington at 10. Finally, we close out with Class 1. Hayti is unanimous number 1, followed by Fayette. Marceline moves up a spot to 3. Pierce City moves up a spot to 4. Westran gains a spot to 5. East Buchanan falls 3 and is in a tie for 6 with Valley Catholic. Lincoln stays at 8. Cass Midway stays at 9. And Milan stays at 10. This is the last week of the Missouri Media Rankings for the regular season. The final rankings will be released after the playoffs in December. Remember, to find all your playoff coverage, go to PrepsKC.com or the Preps KC app and get highlights on the Preps KC YouTube channel.